Welcome to the Marketing Nomad Show, the fun pit stop for all things Instagram, where I also share my entrepreneurial journey, some of my lessons, wins, and challenges along the way, so it can inspire you to get started and grow on Instagram as well. So, when I first started on Instagram, I actually used my personal account to set up my business. I started promoting myself and started posting tips on my personal account. At that time, I had close to 2,000 followers, so I thought, why not give myself a head start? Boy, was I wrong about that. Now, in this podcast, we're going to talk about why it's important to switch to a business account when you're trying to sell your products or services. I'm also going to be talking about how to get started on your business account today, so that you're all ready to start bringing in those sales. Welcome to episode 2 of the Marketing Nomad Show. All right, guys, so just last week, one of my followers reached out to me in my Instagram DMs. She has had her small business for a while, but she wanted to start getting some leads from Instagram too. She wasn't sure if she should just continue with her personal account, well, since she already had followers to begin with, rather than starting from scratch. She had also heard this rumor that personal accounts actually perform better on Instagram, so she didn't want her profile to be hidden. Now, if you're in a situation like that, where you're unsure if you should continue with your personal profile or start a new business account from scratch, then this podcast is for you. Now, at this moment, there are 2 options that you have. 1, you can choose to convert your personal account to a business account, or you can start a business account from scratch. Either way, the bottom line that I want to stress on is that you cannot maximize your ability to get leads with just a personal account. It has to convert into a business account. I'm going to repeat this again. Stop what you're doing, stop multitasking, come back here, give me all your attention for just this one line. The bottom line that I want to stress on is that you cannot maximize your ability to get leads with just a personal account. It has to convert into a business account. All right, now suppose you've got quite a few followers on your personal account. Once you convert it to a business account, I'm assuming you'll start talking more about your product or service, and you're also going to be focusing the topics of your post around that. Question is, would your personal account audience mind that? Also, another question that you can ask yourself is, do you want your personal and business updates to be separate? Now, this was a call that I personally took pretty early on. I started posting about my business on my personal account. I'm a little embarrassed to admit this, but the real reason I didn't want to start a new business account was because I was too chicken to start from scratch. Starting at 0 followers was so daunting, and I was just not ready. So for a good 1 month, I kept posting on my personal account. Here are a few things that I noticed. Number 1, I started to piss a huge chunk of my personal account followers. I had nearly 2,000 followers at that time, and quite a number of them unfollowed me because I started posting more and I was posting about business. All right, let me be a little frank at this point. Now, that wasn't necessarily a bad thing for me because honestly, most of them who unfollowed me were people I had never even met in real life or had never even spoken to on my Instagram DMs, but were just stalking me because of my personal life updates. Yeah, kind of creepy there. Number 2, I also started to annoy people who were my good friends because I wasn't posting what they wanted to see, which was my personal life. And instead, I was forcing them to see information about marketing, which frankly, as much as they loved me, they didn't care about. Number 3, even though I had 1.9k followers, I only averaged about 30 likes on each post. What does this mean? This actually told the algorithm that the content I was posting wasn't quality content. So naturally, the algorithm didn't rank me higher and my profile visibility was so low. Also, because I was doing my, in quotes, business on my personal account, Instagram was not suggesting my profile to a similar target audience. And honestly, even if I had converted my personal account into a business profile, Instagram would not even have shown my profile to the right audience because the current 1.9K followers I had weren't my target audience. So I did this for a good 1 month and I realized that it wasn't working for me. It was actually doing me more harm than if I just started from scratch. So all of these reasons actually prompted me to get started on a separate business account. It was terrifying, of course, and I'll admit, for the first 3 weeks, I debated if I actually missed an opportunity of having an account with a huge number of followers. It took a little bit of time, but I was able to see what a difference my decision made. Even though I started from scratch, I was able to try out different strategies without the fear of being judged. I was also able to learn who exactly my target audience was and what they wanted to see from me. I was able to create content that matched their needs exactly. Not just that, having a business account made the Instagram algorithm and the followers take me seriously because I could now list myself as an entrepreneur. I was also able to clearly let people know how I could help them. My feed only had business-related posts, and potential followers were more keen to follow me because I didn't confuse them about whether this was a personal account or a business account. Now let's come to the myth that has been bugging us all. Does the algorithm really favor personal accounts over business accounts? Is there a conspiracy against business accounts? Well, the answer is no. Instagram has actually come out on record to publicly state that this is not true. Instagram's algorithm does not favor one account over the other. Now that we've got this out of the way, let's make a list of all the benefits of an Instagram business account so you can get started on yours today. Number 1, the biggest pro that you can get out of an Instagram business account is access to insights. You will clearly see how your posts are performing, how your account is performing, the quality of your followers, and so much more. You can actually strategize your content and even your branding by just looking at your insight. Pretty powerful stuff there. Now, the second benefit is the ability to use Facebook Creator Studio to schedule your posts ahead of time. Now, if you've been following me for quite some time, you know I absolutely believe in the power of batch contenting. Batch contenting, I swear it's a word, guys, is when you create a bunch of content in advance and you schedule it out. Now, the reason why I'm such a huge advocate of batch contenting is because it allows you to focus on other areas of your business and not just on Instagram. Now, I mentioned Facebook Creator Studio earlier, and let me just tell you what that is. Now, Facebook Creator Studio is a scheduling app by Facebook, which allows you to schedule your content both on Facebook and on Instagram. Now, it's really simple to use, and I actually have a YouTube video that you can follow through. I'll link it in the show notes, or you can visit www.themarketingnomad.co/podcast and click episode 2 to get the direct link to my Facebook Creator Studio YouTube link. Now, I've used paid scheduling apps before, I've used free scheduling apps before, but trust me when I say this, I think Facebook Creator Studio definitely outranks them for the sole reason that it is by Facebook itself. So you can be sure that they are constantly trying to ensure that the needs of creators like us will be taken care of because they want us to stay on their app. So if you want to check out my video on Facebook Creator Studio, you can, again, I'm just going to repeat it, visit www.themarketingnomad.co/podcast, Click episode 2 to get the direct link to my Facebook Creator Studio YouTube link. Now, the third reason is that if you're selling product, another great feature that an Instagram business account has is Instagram Shop. This actually helps you give your followers an easier way to shop since Instagram allows you to directly connect your page to your e-commerce platform. Not just that, you can also start tagging your posts with products, which allows your followers to see how they can use your product. That will definitely push them closer to buying your product as well. Now, the fourth reason is that with an Instagram business account, you can actually put in your contact information so interested followers can easily contact you. Also, when you have a business account, followers start to take you more seriously, especially when you start talking about your products or your services in either your Instagram posts, your stories, your IGTV, or even your reels. Now, if you're listening to this and you're like, holy cow, I got to create a business profile right now, then I've got you covered. Here's how you can do it. Step 1, go to the app or download it if you don't have it on your phone. Step 2, you're gonna hit the sign up button and enter your details. Choose a username that can tell people right off the bat what your account is going to be about. I.am.a.cool.kid isn't going to tell people you're selling handbags, so we might wanna be a little more intentional there. Step number 3 is that you've got your page set up, but you are still in a personal account. So we've got to switch that to a business account. For those of you who are directly switching from your personal account to a business account, here's where you will start. So go to the top right corner and click on those 3 lines you see. Step number 4, click settings. Are you with me? I'm assuming you gave me a very enthusiastic yes because, well, I'm on a podcast and I can't actually hear you. Step number 5, now go to the account and scroll all the way down to the bottom. Step number 6, at this point you should have 2 options. Switch to business account, switch to creator account. Now the difference between these 2 accounts is that creator account is more for a non-traditional sense of business. So that would be influencers. There's a tad bit of difference between these 2 accounts and I won't go into that right now because that's probably going to take a whole podcast episode. But the short version is if you're looking to get leads and make sales on Instagram, then you would choose the business account. If you're looking to grow as an influencer and make an income through brand partnerships, then you would go for creator account. Now, once you hit the business account, that's pretty much it. You'll then have to manually go in, change your bio, change your picture, add in your address, your contact information, all of those fun stuff. In my next podcast episode, we're gonna talk about how to write an awesome Instagram bio that converts profile visits to follows. So make sure you hit the subscribe button here so you don't miss a single podcast episode of mine. Now, if you've heard this episode and you're literally all pumped to get started on Instagram to gain quality leads, but just don't know how to get started, don't worry, I've got you covered. I just released a free masterclass that teaches you my signature 3-part strategy on how to get started on Instagram. It gives you actionable steps that you can take so you can have your Instagram page set for success. You can find the link in the show notes, or you can visit www.themarketingnomad.co/masterclass to get access to my free 90-minute masterclass. I'm gonna say the link again. It's www.themarketingnomad.co/masterclass to get access to my free 90-minute masterclass. If you liked this podcast episode, don't forget to leave a review. You can find all of my podcast episodes with the show notes on www.themarketingnomad.co/podcast. That's www.themarketingnomad.co/podcast. If you want to catch more of my entrepreneurship journey, you can find me on Instagram, and my Instagram handle is @themarketingnomad. I usually give tons of Instagram tips and a pretty fun insight to my life as well. And that's a wrap from me, guys. Hope you guys are staying super awesome. Thank you guys for listening. Talk soon.